We're back with our guest, Ian, the founder and CEO of Crush Brands. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you. We would love to start off with a bit of an introduction about Crush Brands, and if you can tell us more what you guys do and the services that you offer.
So Crush Brands let's be clear, we're a restaurant company, but I think we're a little bit more than that because we have our own tech team and our own tech online ordering and all of that. We have our own brands, so we have Freedom Pizza, Coco Yogo, Salad Jar, Wildflower. We've done joint ventures now with two really cool partners, Jetlag Chef, Viking Baggery, Happy Restaurant with Chef Paul Frangi. So we're doing a lot of these types of partnerships. We want to support local, and we have our own delivery. So we have our own, we basically have our entire value chain. So, and we're going to continue to grow that platform to support local restaurants in particular, and local concepts and local foodpreneurs.
Massive. And here Richie is a big fan of Freedom Pizza, and I am as well. So. Well, I saw on your website that you say healthy, sustainable, and local, which literally grabbed my attention. So can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, and I think for us, we've created an ecosystem for our own brands that we think we can use to help others. So, local is super important. We're a UAE, Dubai-based company. We're a product of this amazing country that we live in and the entrepreneurial nature of it. So local is very important to us. We think it's better for our customers. We think it's better value for our customers and better variety. And, there's a lot of opportunity on the local side, whether it's suppliers or restaurateurs or foodpreneurs or, other things. And then also, in terms of sustainable, we're really focused on how we can be a better company. Looking at packaging, recyclable packaging, in some of our brands, it's all recyclable packaging. So we're pushing the boundaries in that area as well. So the communities that we operate in are very important. So we have a very specific way that we like to treat our people, our customers, and the communities that we operate in.
Nice. And there's a lot of awareness, honestly, about the sustainability now. You can see even between the youth, and people really care if the brand they're purchasing from can do that.
Yeah, so for us, the packaging is a big challenge, and especially when most of our business at the moment is delivery. So we've spent a lot of time and effort, and we use a lot of PLA packaging and compostable. There are much bigger issues that our country has to tackle and the world has to tackle in terms of actually making it. It's one thing to have a recyclable packaging; it's another thing to be able to recycle it. So we're trying to get there. We're trying to minimize the amount of packaging that we include, and we're also working on other initiatives like electric delivery and things like that. So
nice. Can you tell us more about the food and especially food and tech? What's the scheme there? Especially these days and in our region.
I think there's a lot going on. I would argue that in the last 18 months, and COVID accelerated this. It wasn't the cause of it, but it certainly massively accelerated. But I think it woke up our entire industry. And when I say our industry, I'm talking about the restaurant industry, not the third-party delivery industry. Yeah. But it's actually, I think we've had more innovation in our space in the restaurant industry in the last 18 months than we've had in probably the last 25 or 30 years.
Wow.
And I think that's pretty exciting. So there's no doubt that convenience is super important to customers. And so, I think that's perfunctory. It's a requirement. But I don't think consumers should have to choose between convenience and experience. And what we're about now is basically the convenience we give them. We have our tech, we have our delivery, we have all of that. We care about our company, our communities, our customers, our people. So we have all of that, but we want to put the experience back into convenience. So our tech platform is not. We didn't build our tech platform to make money from it. Mm-hmm. Unlike the third-party delivery companies and aggregators, we built it so we can get you the food. We don't have a delivery company to make money from it. Our delivery is not to make money. Our delivery is we sell food, not tech, not delivery. We just happen to offer it all. So we think we can provide a much better value to our joint venture partners and our foodpreneurs that we're doing partnerships with, and to our customers, because we're not we don't have that leakage within our economic value chain.
Interesting. But how did you cope with the pandemic, especially like at the beginning? Like people were so worried about like the health and everything, and people were at home as well in the lockdown. So some of them were cooking at home.
Yes. Yeah. So I think what's interesting for us is because our delivery drivers work for us. What I think a lot of people don't realize is the delivery drivers for third-party delivery actually work for agencies, so they're not actually directly employed. And so we were able to. I mean, we follow very strict hygiene standards across the board. So when we did our research at the beginning, using the CDC guidelines, we almost met or exceeded almost all their expectations for COVID in any case. So it was super important. We just communicated that to our customers. And I think the big difference is our drivers actually work in our stores. They can wash their hands. They can be, so because they're our drivers, so we had much better control over the way that our food was presented and the way our drivers manage themselves. Because if you think about it, for third-party delivery, I mean, where can they even wash their hands?
Exactly.
Or
simple as that.
Waiting for deliveries, that's not really a great COVID strategy, but that's what they had. And so for us, it was super important to make sure that we followed the guidelines. It was a bit scary at the beginning because obviously lunch business just went out the window.
Yeah.
And catering business went out the window. But we were really lucky to be in a space where we could, we were considered essential and we could continue to operate, albeit under more challenging conditions.
Yeah, exactly. But the delivery part, you're saying you don't make money out of it, but it's challenging by itself, like dealing with customers, getting there on time, and especially we are so spoiled, I believe, right now. Like we expect our meal to be there within like 20-30 minutes, for instance. However, before we used to call the actual restaurant and get it in an hour or so.
So yeah, I think the delivery, it is a challenging space. I mean, people didn't do delivery before because it's hard. And it's not, it's an expensive business, whether you're us at our size or Deliveroo or Talabat. I mean, the scale, I think there's a fallacy that if we have huge scale, we don't, our costs are less. But, the simple reality is, you need a person who you have to pay properly, which I would argue some of them don't treat properly, and give them what they're due. You need petrol, right, or some method of transportation. Hopefully they're insured, right? Hopefully they have medical insurance. Hopefully they're given the tools to be healthy on the road and the right safety gear and equipment. So those costs are fixed. Whether you have 1 or 1,000 or 10,000 delivery team. And I think, there's a fallacy in that. And so our drivers also work in our stores. So we have a different economic model. You'll never see our drivers sitting around unless they're on break. Okay. They're not waiting for deliveries. And in fact, most of our restaurant managers and kitchen managers actually started as drivers. So they're very much part of our team. And I think that's good business. I don't think a bunch of guys sitting around in a field waiting for delivery is a good business. I don't think that's good economics.
Can you share with us then like more numbers about the customers? And like I've seen also that like the average is 23 minutes delivery kind of that you guarantee for your customers.
Yeah, so we have an average delivery time of 23 minutes. So that's from the time the order's placed to the time that the order hits your door. And understand that when you order from us online, it goes straight into our kitchen. So we have a direct connectivity. We have 250,000 active customers on our platform currently. We have 60% of our orders come direct to our platform, so we don't rely on others. Weirdly, we still have about 15 or 20% of people that like to call.
Wow, that's very interesting.
If you're out there, people, please go to digital. And if you don't, we're only keeping the phones open because we know you like it. So,
wow.
We'd really love for you to order online, but that's okay. They seem to enjoy that. So we're super happy with that. And, I think, we've got a large fleet of professional delivery drivers that are trained properly. They're safety trained. They have all the right safety equipment. We put hot food in hot bags. We put cold food in cold bags. And I know that sounds quite elementary, but I don't see it happening. All of our food is packaged in a way that it can be delivered and will arrive properly at the right temperature and in the right form. So I'll give you a simple example. Like we just brought on board Viking Bagery, which is make the best baguettes in the world, I would argue. I've traveled around. But when we actually designed a new delivery box for our bikes, because the baguette was about an inch. It could fit in them, but it would crunch the packaging, and the packaging was quite beautiful. So we actually designed a new delivery box specifically for the baguettes, and we put a suspension system in there so that when they get the baguettes, because it's quite an event when you get it, they're beautiful and beautifully packaged, then it arrives properly. So, we like to think that we're professional delivery, we're delivery professionals, and we design everything that we do for the business and for the customer, and we're not trying to be one size fits all. We're trying to be very professional, whether we're delivering baguettes, meal plans with jet-like chef, pizza, salad jars, ice cream, whatever it is, we sort of want to make sure that it arrives at your door. Our job isn't done until it arrives at your door. It's not. A lot of restaurants, they give it to third-party delivery and they're done.
True.
We don't see it that way.
Yeah,
so.
Until we're satisfied in our tummies and all is good.
Yeah, we're not happy until you're happy, and we want to be there when make sure that it gets to your door on time.
But the details, I never thought about that, to be honest. The amount of, but that costs a lot, no?
Yeah, it does, but that's our job, right? As I said, we don't make money. Our objective isn't to make money on these platforms. We want to make money on the food because that's the business that we're in. Yeah. Now, these platforms allow us to do that in a way that makes your life easier, but it's not a tool to make money. And and if you look at the third-party delivery companies, they're all hemorrhaging money. And so. That's not the business that I'm in. We can make money, and because the platform, we're not trying to make money from the platform. We're trying to get great food and great foodpreneurs, to provide their food and their stories to our customers.
That's very interesting. And recently I've read as well that Freedom Pizza became the first food delivery service in the UAE, and they partnered with What 3 Words. So can you tell us more about that, and how does that add to your brand?
So What 3 Words is probably the coolest addressing system on the planet. What they did, and the reason we did this is so that we can have super accurate delivery. And what they did is just so cool. They created this sort of algorithm where they created 3 words, English words. Actually, they're in 100 or 200 languages. So 3 words in specific languages that basically equate to the latitude and longitude point on a map. So every 3 square meters on planet Earth have a 3-word address. And the point of it is that you can remember 3 words. You can't remember, a 200-character latitude, longitude, right? And what's really cool about it is it's very accurate. So we can deliver to the front of your house, to the side of your house, and so if people take the time to actually put their What 3 Words addressing in, it gives us pinpoint accuracy. And as it becomes more ubiquitous in the market, they can use it for other merchants that also hopefully will begin to offer it as well. So we're super excited to be part of it. I think they've got Mercedes, and it's a pretty interesting. It's a really simple, elegant solution to delivery and to addressing.
Very, very cool. So what's the future plan for Crush Brands in general?
So we're working on something that's sort of the culmination of everything that we've been working on for the last 5 or 6 years. We'll soon be launching a aggregated platform for our own brands. So you're soon going to be able to have all the brands that we own, that we are partnered with, that we have supply relationships with, under one platform. And I'll share the name with it. It's going to be called Locale.
Oh, wow.
And so the idea, and this isn't Deliveroo, this isn't Talabat, this is highly curated, really good quality. And the idea is that, in the marina might have a different group of food and concepts and foodpreneurs than downtown, than Dubai Land, than Bristol in the UK, than Abu Dhabi. So the idea is that it's really local, and it's not one size fits all. And when you open your app, you will see what's available in that location.
That's amazing. But don't you think there's a very high competition? Why would people go download this app and not have the regular aggregators? Let's say,
okay.
Yeah.
That's a very valid question. Because I'll put my hand in my heart, and I think our tech's better. It's cleaner, it'll be simpler to use, and it's more focused on the customer. It's not a one-size-fits-all. We're not trying to please everybody. We're just trying to offer the best experience to our customers. So it's more personal. Number 2, we're already doing it. So 60%, and so what we have now is each of our brands have separate platforms. They're all ours, but they're separate. So what we're doing is by bringing them together, we're offering more choice, and customers are going to be able to order one thing from every single one of our brands in one order. they'll be able to order next day delivery, Viking bakery for tomorrow or the next day, or maybe even 2 hours from now.
Wow.
Jet Lag Chef, Freedom Pizza, Salad Jar. We're launching an ice cream parlor, and we can also do some really cool things, like we can do a lot of pop-ups, like digital pop-ups and things. So the reason is we're going to offer. It's not that I don't believe that if you look at the stats, most people use the third-party delivery apps. People that truly would be our customers, not just bargain hunters. They use probably 3 to 5 restaurants, so they're using them as ordering platforms, not for search or less for search.
Yeah.
So our idea is if we give you the right restaurants, highly curated for you, better quality, great tech, that you might be inclined to download our app.
100%. Well, congrats in advance, and thank you so much for being with us. Ian Ohan, founder and CEO of Lekrsh Brands.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, and I'll see you tomorrow, same time, 9:30 a.m. Dubai timing. Bye, guys.